Hello, my dear friends. I'm Kavita. I welcome you in the new episode of Spiritual Talks. Today, I have a very special guest of mine who is one of my dear friend also, Arti. Arti and me, we met in Quantum Life University for the first time. And later, we were in touch, not regularly, but whenever I spoke to her, whenever I connected her, I felt some deep connection and she really has the depth of wisdom. So, welcome, Arti.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kavita.
I'm feeling so happy to have you here. Arti, let's begin with your initial spiritual journey. So, when did you started understanding spirituality? At what age you begin meditation?
Kavita, when I was very young, I didn't know the meaning of the spirituality at that time. But certain thing used to attract me. Certain people used to attract me. Certain scripture used to attract me. So I did not know actually at what age I started, because the first memories of my this lifetime begins with this only, that I felt a deep connection with this universe. So once I mentioned also my first experience when I was hardly 2.5, 3 year old, when I was playing, and we were playing hide and seek with children. Uh, and when all of us we were hiding, we ran and we hide. And when we were hiding, actually heartbeat was very fast. So I was just for keep trying to keep that heartbeat calm, and we were trying to keep just quiet so that nobody can find us. So unconsciously, I followed the anapanasati that time. Unconsciously, I was not aware, but I was just focusing on my breath because my heart was beating too fast, and I was just trying to breathe little air. So unconsciously, I did that, and I felt very expansive experience. I felt like I'm expanding, and this whole universe is collapsing into me.
Mhm.
So that was a wonderful experience. And I only remember that experience in my that childhood period, because my father was posted in the hills. That time the snow used to fall there, and we could play only for a few months outside. And that 2.5 years, for that 2.5 years, I have only that memory. So it was my first memory. So all my spiritual journey started from that particular incidence in my life. And after that, we used to have a physical guru that my mother and my grandmother used to go to him. And before taking this Amrit, which I took in my Sikhism, I did not convert it, but my father was Sikh and my mother was Hindu. So I'm a collaboration of two cultures.
Okay.
So I followed both. I followed both in my childhood. So I have the essence of both. So I used to ask very deep questions to my gurus, and sometimes he used to answer, and sometimes oh, he wanted to get rid of me, and he used to say, "No, this is not your time. You're just a small kid. This is not your time. When the time will arrive, you will get your answers." So there was a little unsatisfaction inside me, which I always wanted to satisfy myself. So whenever I used to get hold of a person, I used to ask questions. So these questions slowly and slowly led to me masters.
Mhm.
Whether those masters were scriptures or people living on this earth, or those who have passed away like Kabir and Guru Nanak or Lord Krishna, or or I used to try to find my answers. So, so in this quest of finding my answers, I landed into QLU.
So when did you being in KLU for the first time?
So, in the quest of finding these answers, I landed into the Quantum Life University because when my husband was posted in Hyderabad, and I found few good friends with whom I could meditate regularly, and I met Dr. Newton there, and then I came into his contact, and I found that there is so much to learn in life, that this life is very small, and I did not waste my time, and I enrolled myself into few courses like past life regression course, and then soul coach transformation course, which changed my life entirely. Of course, I was trying all the things throughout my life. I read Bhagavad Gita, I read Guru Granth Sahib, I used to do kirtan in the evening, I used to do part, Simran, Seva, everything I was doing. But this field, past life regression, this field took me away. I was totally enchanted.
So,
And
what is your realization? Because as you mentioned that you are from such family where you learn Sikhism, and as your mother being into Hinduism, you
yeah,
have gone through all this like Hindu culture also. So, what are the differences, before meeting Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi? Like you have read a lot of books. So,
yeah.
what you learned especially after entering into a soul coach transformation program or after going past life regression therapy?
Mhm. Actually, Kavita, I was having experiences, I was having the depth of the knowledge, but the thing was, I was lacking the techniques. Whatever I was doing unconsciously.
Mhm.
Whatever I was experiencing unconsciously with the help of those scriptures and gurus, of course, but everything was happening unconsciously. So when I met Dr. Newton, I learned techniques to consciously go into that state
Right.
and consciously retain that state. So this was very important because when you do the things unconsciously, you sometimes feel that it is lost. When you're not connected, you feel you lost now. But when you learn certain techniques to meditate and to go into a state, and then you can hold on to that. You know how to retain it. You know, you have the confidence that you can do it whenever you want. You can attain whatever you want, and you can go in that state whenever you want. So this is very important. It gives you a boost. It gives you confidence that you can not only learn this, but you can also teach others. You can also contribute in others' journey. So this is very important.
Yeah, and of course, teaching and contribution is the best satisfaction for the soul. It's
Right. So it was a great journey in Quantum Life University. I met such wonderful friends like you and so many other friends with whom I could talk my heart out. Like I could talk everything about my experience, and they could understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, in the other world, the people, whatever you say, they cannot understand what you're going through or what you experience. They cannot understand. But I now got such friends who can understand each and everything about each and every emotion, each and every layer of the spiritual experience. So that is very important. So whenever you feel little stuck somewhere, so everybody is there to help you. So this is very important, where you get people, like-minded people. They have the same interests, same goals, and they have the same thinking, and everybody is helping each other to evolve. So yeah, it's a wonderful.
Yeah, that's very true because when your frequency matches, you can share everything, because spirituality is not bypassing all your emotions or worldly life also. So we have
Yeah.
to experience these things also, and then only we can really step into spiritualism. So, what is spirituality according to you, Arti?
Spirituality, actually, when we try to understand the meaning of spirituality through dictionaries, is totally different. Uh, in dictionary, it will tell you that it is about the world, about spirits, but it is actually not that for us, especially belonging to Indian culture. Even the meaning of consciousness is totally different in English and in our culture, Vedic culture. And the meaning of spirituality is also different in Western culture and in Indian culture. So we exactly cannot, we, in exact word, we cannot explain the meaning of spiritual in English.
Mm-hmm.
Adhyatmic, so it is something coming from adhyatam. Whereas when we talk uh, spiritual in English, it is regarding spirits, spiritual world, which is something higher than this dimension, this physical world, without bhutas. But adhyatmic is something very, very deep, very, very deep. You are going to your core. So it is a taking a dive into your core. For me, spirituality is something which cannot be exactly explained in the word. It is in experience. You can feel it, but you cannot speak about it much. You can try, but you cannot exactly explain what is spiritual and spiritual experience. Even the spiritual experience you cannot explain fully. You can explain only the aspects in which you have the perspective in which you experienced, but the experience it cannot be explained. You can explain your perspective about the experience.
So very true, which we cannot really, put in words. Spirituality, what exactly is, and adhyatmikta, adhyatm,
Yeah,
as you said. So for me, I believe, like aligning yourself into one direction. Generally, when people, like when I was not meditating, my heart, my mind, and I was completely different, going into different directions. I'm learning something from different from society, but I am willing something else to do. But after starting meditation, I practice what exactly I say. That my heart, my mind, and soul, all this voice, all the a voice of these three things will align in one uh, line. So yeah.
right, right. Aligning also, and plus you do everything. You try to acquire every positive aspect of the life. You try to be positive. You leave your uh, those aspects which take you to the negative side of the your experiences. You always try to be positive. You acquire the positive traits in your life, which helps you further to expand and to evolve.
So next, yeah, what did you learn in past life regression? How it strengthened your journey?
Yeah, past life when I did the first 2 day program of past life regression, that made my mind to fully dedicate myself into that. So after that, I enrolled myself into 6 day residential course of past life regression, where we learn the techniques to regress a person into past life, and then to practice it there only, and hand on hand practice with each other. And we saw so many live demonstration of the past life regression. Then we shared our experiences, and we got feedback. So it was a very intensive workshop, right from early morning to night at 10, 11. We used to be very busy with all this stuff, covering the syllabus. which exactly had theory part and demonstrations, live demonstrations, and learning the techniques, and then doing practice, and then getting feedback about it from the clients also, and talking to each other, and uh, explaining and getting the feedback also, and plus learning the flaws that we did in that, and how to correct those flaws, and then again practicing it. So it was a very intensive workshop, and it benefited me a lot. I felt so enriched after that, though I have not gone into a full-fledged profession right now. I'm trying, but it has enriched me so much that I have learned something very unique. It's very unique, especially in people in Jammu and Kashmir. They are totally unaware. If somebody asks me what is regression, they don't know the meaning of past life regression. They don't know that this field actually exists and we can explore it. So it's very hard to explain to people about past life regression, especially here in Jammu and Kashmir, where people do not know the ABC of past life regression. So I'm trying now to take it on and take this challenge on, and
So,
make people aware.
yes, so you want to make people aware. It's a beautiful thing. So, Arti, how it helps people, by knowing their past lives? Because I believe in meditation also. If we are really doing uh, meditation, we can go into our past lives. So, after doing this therapy, how it helps others? Like how you want to help people?
There are so many people who want to go into the spirituality fully, but sometimes they feel stuck with certain fears and phobias, and some people are indecisive. They do not know which field to choose. They cannot decide about their future uh, path. So past life regression helps them to have a clarity about their thoughts, to clear the previous baggage of the previous lifetime, which still is with them and affecting their present life. So it's necessary for them to look into the past life and have a clear vision of the future by eliminating the unnecessary fears and phobias which they are carrying from their past life, which is obstructing their future. So it is important to clear the past baggage also, and to have learn the lesson from the past, and which will take them to the clarity of the thought that how to proceed in the future.
Yes, that is really like when we are stuck somewhere, it's not easy to proceed. And yeah, which I was not knowing actually. Even like for me, after starting meditation, things felt automatically on right place. Slowly it happened. Yeah, good that this therapy also helps in the same way. That's wonderful.
Sometimes when you are meditating, it automatically happens. You see, when you're in a deep meditation, you automatically felt connected with your past lives, and you see the things which have made you in the present. Whatever you are in the present, you're a product of your past.
Right.
So whatever will be your future is the product of your present actions. You, by clearing your past obstructions, you can create a better present. And by taking proper actions and clear cut vision, you can create a good future. So all these are connected. Although the past have already gone, the door is closed, but still we can open the door and see what is there, for what is the lesson which need to be learned for a better, to create a better future in the present.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because when you are not getting answers of so many questions of this life, you need to clear your previous baggage. and
Yeah.
then you can, move easily. So, yeah, at least you said that, after meeting Dr. Newton, you started rigorous meditation. Though you were meditating earlier also, but without knowing. So, how it helped you after starting conscious meditation? How's your life after when you are much clear?
Yeah. See, previously when I was doing unconsciously, I was doing meditation unconsciously. Though it was good for me also at that time because I was not aware of my own setbacks which I was creating in my meditation. I was not aware of my own flaws which I was trying to repeat in my future meditations. But as I did consciously, I know that these things need to be corrected. Wrong, we have to unlearn before we learning the new things. So there are so much of things, those things which we have learned in our past lives, which keep on repeating, and those patterns are repeated, and which create a hurdle in our further evolution. So when we do it consciously, we know that these are the obstructions, these are the false beliefs which need to be corrected while doing our meditation.
Right.
So when we clear those false beliefs and we do it in certain ways, certain techniques are followed, it helps us to evolve very fast.
So it's really a beautiful answer ever, definitely. Arti, being you're married, you are into such a family where your husband is in defense, right? Defense or
Yeah,
yes.
right, right.
So how did you manage everything? Like how uh is he supportive, and how is your both of your journey since marriage?
Right, right. So my husband, he was very supportive right from the beginning. Uh, Whatever I wanted to pursue, he used to help me in that. Since he belonged to a defense background, so both of us we help each other. He was also into this meditation and kirtan, and he's very spiritual type of person. He's very religious and spiritual type of person. So in the evening we sit together and we do kirtan, nad yoga. We do nad yoga in the evening, and so wherever I wanted to go for workshop or any meditation classes, he used to facilitate me. He always made a way, clear way for me. He said, "Oh, I'll take care of everything. You go." Like it was a residential course in Quantum Life University when we used to go, when we opted for that. So I had to stay for 10 days there. So he said, "Don't worry about anything. I'll take care. I'll manage everything. You go." So uh, I'm very fortunate that I got such a life partner, and he's helping me right now also. Whenever there's some session I have to take, he'll take care of everything. He said, "You go, you do whatever you want to do." So he never tried to create any obstruction. In fact, he always encouraged me that you should go for it, you should do whatever you want to do. Same is with my kids also. They also help me. So it's always a give and take
How many
for
kids
me.
do you have?
I have three kids. My
Okay.
elder daughter is in, she's also in defense. She's captain now. My son, and then my son, he's doing MSc, and my youngest daughter, she's in 11th class.
And you
So
don't,
we are
yeah, please.
right. Right.
Yeah, you don't look like that. You're a mother of three children. Wonderful.
Thanks for the compliment.
Tell me something about raising kids. Like, how did you raise them up? Like, both of you. How is
Uh,
spiritual, parenting?
we always encourage them to do meditation, and we always encourage them to do seva and to contribute to learn uh, to learn the meditation, to learn part, and to learn to read the scriptures. We always encourage them so that in future, wherever they, uh, whenever they need certain guidance, they should have a right kind of thinking. They should have a right kind of positivity, which would help them in the future. So we tried hard very to give them that atmosphere at home.
So, Arti, were you vegetarian from earlier?
Yeah, I was vegetarian earlier, but when I got married, my in-laws were non-vegetarian. Of course, my father was also non-vegetarian, but I never used to have a non-veg.
Okay.
So when I got married, my husband was also vegetarian. So sometimes we used to have non-veg, sometimes we used to not leave it. But after coming into this, I felt that at personal level, I felt that there's a need to be vegetarian because certain food, they make your body very heavy and they create obstacle in your spirituality. So I try very hard. I try to be totally vegetarian, and slowly I'll shift to breatharian.
Oh, wow. That is really, I believe that is really not so easy. So, how
Yeah, I know. And now what I felt nowadays, my body is not even accepting the normal food because whatever I eat, my body is not accepting the even it has started rejecting the normal food also. So slowly I've shifted to fruitarian. I try to leave the even the normal food. I take sometimes, but very little. But slowly I'm shifting to that. But my final goal is to turn into vegetarian.
so please elaborate some more how
Yeah.
it happened when you started again non-veg food because earlier, as you said, you were vegetarian and then again. So I'm sure that you might have you might have definitely figured it out like uh, how it is hurdle for your spiritual growth.
Yeah, I was always experimenting with my body. Like I always try to see that okay, if I eat this, what will happen then in my meditation. So I always try to experiment and then see the results and then follow according to my findings. Whatever I found in my experience, then I try to follow that. But slowly, but what I have learned that your body, as you meditate, as you are into spirituality more and more, then your body automatically starts rejecting certain things. Automatically, it will tell you that I'm not going to take this thing. So when you start understanding your body, you don't actually have to choose. Your body will choose. It will tell you what to have and what not to have.
Our body have higher intelligence.
Yeah, it has memories uh, of so many past lives.
Yeah, and how it happened, like when you turn into fruitarian, how you're feeling now?
I'm feeling very light, though I'm not totally fruitarian. Sometimes I
Yeah.
have some. Yeah, I'm not totally fruitarian, but automatically my body have started rejecting food. Whenever I had some very solid food, very like rotis or burgers, I I have hard time to digest. So whenever I'm having fruits, it's very easy for me in my daily life also and in meditation also.
Right. So, how many hours you're meditating now? Like,
I get up morning, yeah, early. It depends on my whenever I'm completely rested, so I can go on 2.5, 3 hours. when my bodies have taken good energy also and I've rested completely. But when I have not rested completely, then obviously the time decreases. But this is only a meditation part, but I try to keep myself connected throughout the day, even when I'm not meditating. So nowadays I have started practicing meditation with my open eyes. Like whenever I meditate in the morning, I'll meditate for few hours for in a closed eyes. But then whenever I'm in a deep meditation, I open my eyes immediately so that my mind stays in that state and my eyes are open. So I'm trying to be in a meditative state with open eyes so that I can attain a samadhi with open eyes.
Oh, is it happening? Like, this is something very different and new to me.
Yeah.
Still,
Uh, I'm actually experimenting with myself. I'm experimenting with myself. So whenever I meditate, when I'm in a deep meditation, I immediately open my eyes. And so that I can retain that meditative state even with in my open eyes.
right, yeah. What are different practices you're doing? Like, these are all self-experiment, definitely, and this is something very beautiful. Yeah, please share something.
I read scriptures, self studies, that also every day. I do kirtan, nadi yoga every day. I do meditation and I try to be in a very positive atmosphere. I try to keep away from the gossip and unnecessary worldly agendas. Although my husband has not got into the politics, so sometimes I have to sit with them and I hear a lot of things. But I try to be always away from all these things.
So, as you say that, you try to keep yourself positive. So, does anything trigger you ever? Does it happen now? Or, see, being into sansara, being into, family, for me, it's really not always possible. And it may be, it depends because I don't know about you or about other people. So, does anything trigger you, like family related anything or any cures or any issues?
Certainly, we are in samsara and we off. It's very often that we got triggered, but after that, when we got triggered, after that we need to speculate. So I always speculate that why I got this trigger, I got agitated. So I work on that. Whenever the situation is like that, I after that my work starts. So I try to find out what was the trigger. Okay, now again, I try to put myself in that situation, and then I try to neutralize my reaction. So I do not have control on other people. I have control on myself, how I react. So I have to be in a responsive state, not in a reaction state. I always inspect myself, my behavior. I can control my behavior. I cannot control other people's behavior. I cannot control the situations, but I can control my uh, response to the different situations. I always choose to keep quiet when I feel angry or agitated. Whenever there's a situation when I do not feel which is aligned to my state, so I always keep quiet in that state. I always try to calm my down in that state.
So the situation you can manage well, and then later you can work on it, like work on your like trigger point, whatever is triggering you. Yeah, that's really beautiful thing, to handle the situation for that moment.
Right.
So, I think all of things, whatever you have shared, really very beautiful and very uh, important to handle each and every situation. So, how do you keep calm and balance everything?
Yeah, actually, Kavita, in a family, like we always try to help each other on those issues. So we try to help each other whenever one is little out of that balance state. The other tries to help the person. If I'm out of that state, my husband try to help me. If he's out of that, so we try to balance each other, and then in this way we balance ourselves only.
Could you please give an example, like being into spiritual family, as you said from the beginning, your husband was supportive, but in other families I have seen, and you must have that idea also, that So how to help each other? Could you please elaborate more?
We need to keep on reminding ourselves, like every day morning too we are doing meditation. So in that meditative state we need to give command to ourselves only that this is my frame of balance and I need to stay in this state throughout my day. So we keep on checking on ourselves after every few hours that I'm in still, am I in that state still, which I achieved in the morning, am I still in that state? So after every few hours or minutes we need to check on ourselves. So keep checking on ourselves, that this will help you to keep maintain that balance.
See, do you read books? Like, which books you liked most?
Yeah, right. So for me swadhyaya is very Swadhyaya is very important for me because I keep myself in touch with those uh, wisdom, those gurus, the wisdom of those gurus, to have that higher perspective. After all, we are worldly beings, and sometimes we get distracted by the worldly things. So that swadhyaya always helps me to introspect into my life and to keep in touch with those higher uh, people with this with higher intelligence. That helps me to introspect into my day to day thinking, that okay, where I'm wrong, how I need to correct myself, and what are the positive thinkings, positive thoughts which keep, so that I can keep check on myself. So I keep checking myself. I try to be aligned with those gurus, so that I can keep myself in the same frequency. So
Right.
Adhai helps me to keep in the same frequency.
So, what's your favorite book? Which
My favorite book is Guru Granth Sahib, exactly speaking.
uh,
Apart from then, after Guru Granth Sahib, I like the books of Dr. Brian Weiss. Then I read Dr. Newton also. Then I read Seth,
mhm.
and I read Kabir in Guru Granth Sahib. I read Kabir, Guru Nanak. I read Osho also.
What are the favorite things among these books? Like, which thing you liked most?
For me, the all of them have the almost same wisdom, but wordings are different. The way of conveying is different. Language may be different, but that inner wisdom is on the same plane. But certainly, I'm a big fan of Guru Nanak. I'm a very big fan of Guru Nanak and Kabir.
Okay. What you have taken from them?
The same thing which I told, that I need to check my each and every thought which I do in Anapanasati also. Like when we are doing Anapanasati, when we are doing meditation, we just watch our thoughts in a drashta bhav, that we are just as a witness. So This thing I got from there also, from Guru Granth Sahib, that we need to check on our each and every thought. So this is the, if we are not keeping check on thoughts and we are meditating also, when then we are still in the same mess. That progress is not there. So with meditation, meditation helps only when you have a control on each and every minute of your life.
And
When you have a check,
is it really possible to have control?
yeah, it is very much possible. Cannot control, it automatically controls. When you keep in yourself in high frequency, automatically everything is in place. It's not like you're trying very hard to control your thoughts or your schedule. No, it's not like that. Everything automatically falls into the line.
That's really nice. So, at last, a beautiful message to our audience.
Be happy and do whatever you want to do in life, but with a positive spirit and with a progressive spirit, that every time, whenever you get a chance to meet some great person, never miss it. Whenever you get a book, never keep it aside. Just read it, go through it, and more than reading, you need to implement it on yourself. Keep checking your thoughts every day, do meditation, and keep checking it, that whether you are in high frequency or not. That regular checking of your thoughts is very important in your life.
That's a beautiful message to manage and balance ourselves, and then only we can, balance entire things, either our family or professional life or anything. So, thank you for coming, Arti. Thank you for joining and the great wisdom you have shared. It's really wonderful. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So, friends, please do like, share, and subscribe this video. And you can connect us on PMC English for other things, like so many videos you are publishing each and every week. And you can go through multiple masters live. So, thank you for watching.